And this week we're going to be talking about Black Widow and Loki.
Yeah.
But first, the weekly poll.
I don't know. For me, the Thor Annual 2021 is coming out this week, along with Superman of the Authority,
Mm-hmm.
Superman Red and Blue #5.
There's a lot of Superman stuff in this
Yeah.
week. So this is like a big Superman week.
Um,
Son of Kal-El comes this week, doesn't it? Isn't it the
I believe
22nd?
No, it's next week.
It's the week. It's 2 weeks from now.
It's 2 weeks from now.
Man,
I just checked.
we
before
really
coming
missed
here.
time to. I
else?
like how we both thought it would be like this past week.
Also getting blanking on it. Flash 779.
The new Flash.
The new Flash coming out.
Yo, you're gonna be so happy. Did you read the annual this past week?
I believe I did.
Because the annual was so good. It righted some of the wrongs.
One with Savitar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I did read it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was reading that. I was on vacation in Chicago and I was sharing a room with my sister. And like I'm reading, I'm like, oh shit. Like, because I'm like, the second that you realize that it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, no, like, it's the Speed Force.
It's like the Speed Force. It's like, oh damn, that makes everything so much better.
Yeah, because like it was like the equivalent of having like a Speed Force stroke.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not Speed Force stroke.
No, like it's like a stroke. It's like a
seizure.
Yeah,
that's a better word for it. He was having the Speed Force seizures,
which is kind of what we thought would happen anyway.
Yeah, but thank you for saying
contextualizing it in a good way.
Yeah.
That was like such a breath of fresh air because I'm like, I love Wally West, but this is like one thing in part of his character that just
sucked.
It sucked. It kind of sucked. Like it made me like it didn't turn me off of the character, but it did.
It was like a stain.
Yeah, it's kind of a stain. It was like that sucks.
But now that they contextualized it as like a seizure.
Yeah, they contextualized like a seizure.
He got the closure with Roy.
Yeah.
Well, not that it matters. Roy is
he already
alive.
got the closure with Roy. Ironically, though. In
Death Metal. I mean, yeah, but like,
he doubled up.
He doubled up.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's like Roy wouldn't have blamed me either way. That's great. But yeah, no, that was really good. That was like my big read of the week.
Do you think he's gonna stick with? Because he's back in Flash colors. He's not in the red suit anymore.
Yeah, you mean like he's in like the old style suit?
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna stick with that?
I think maybe so.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
All right.
I wouldn't be disappointed.
Yeah,
like this was kind of like a love letter to like longtime fans of Wally West.
Yeah, because
like this entire like 5-issue.
Yeah, because like he was going through the past, he was going through the present, and then the future, and he got like that sit down dinner with his daughter in the future.
Yeah, it was just good, and then like it fixed shit for him.
Mm-hmm. We're also this week issue #1 of Blue and Gold.
Oh yeah,
Booster Gold and the Blue Beetle.
That's fucking
Ted
Cord. When's the last time we had a Booster Gold and Blue Beetle comic? Oof. What year was it?
Well, the last time we had a Booster Gold comic was like 2006.
Yeah,
it was pre-52.
It has to be. But man, fuck
yeah,
I love those two together.
Fucking I reread Injustice 2, the comic.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where Ted Cord is getting ready to get killed by Ra's al Ghul and everything, and like you see Booster Gold all beat up or whatever because he tried to rewrite history 3 or 4 times. He's like, I'll be with you at the end. And then he was, and it broke my fucking heart.
Yeah, it's fucking sad.
Like, Booster Gold is a very underrated character.
Yeah.
In my books, because like he is the hero no one knows about in the DC universe.
Yeah. He's the hero. Like, he was like, I remember the Superman comic where Superman reveals that he's Clark Kent to the world. Like, Booster Gold, I think it's like maybe he's like, okay, the time has passed. He's like, when I watch and he yells from like a mountain, he's like, Clark Kent is Superman, and it's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, and then
I was so worried I was gonna tell someone.
Yeah, never heard of him. Booster Gold. Never heard of Booster Gold.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either.
The casual comic reader would not know.
He was pretty big in the 90s, though.
Yeah.
Because like
he was pretty big in like 52, like the lead up to Final Crisis, which was so fucking good.
Yeah, because
I don't know if you ever read that.
Yeah,
52 is great.
Before in the 90s, he was one of the I forget which Justice League fought the Justice League of America.
He was Justice League International.
Was it international?
Yeah,
with
that's Booster Gold. That's all like the rejects.
Okay, because like he was one of the first people to fight Doomsday.
Yeah,
and get his ass beat, and then Superman died, and the whole thing.
Yeah, that's like a Guy Gardner and Booster Gold and like
and then Hawk and Dove.
Yeah, like all those characters that couldn't carry their own
fire and ice.
That's the whole point of him.
Okay,
like, Justice League International was like, can we get a run with you going that's not going to die out in a week?
Yeah, let's keep these heroes.
Let's keep them together. Maybe people will get interested in them, and we can turn that into a thing. But, no one wanted to really read Guy Gardner Green Lantern. He's a great character, but
he's not his own run isn't.
It's not that interesting.
Like they made him interesting when they made him a Red Lantern.
Yeah, they added like a lot of stuff to him. They made him like an alien at one point.
Did they?
They gave him like alien physiology.
When he was Warrior.
Yeah, which is like there's some cool shit. There's some cool shit there.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. Guy Gardner just isn't one of the more. He is a prominent Green Lantern, but he's not like single run worthy.
Yeah. I did go back and reread Vote Loki.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
Yeah, like because leading up to like the episode coming out this past week, the final episode, I was like, I need something. I need like something to hold me over until
like over the course of like the Loki series, I reread Loki 2016, like when he goes through the whole metamorphosis of who am I?
Yeah,
and then also Journey into the Mystery, and then Siege, where we saw the final iteration of like the classic Loki.
Yeah.
And then Fear itself, where we see Kid Loki.
Is that for the first time? Kid Loki?
No, we see
Kid Loki's around for like a little bit.
Yeah, he was in Almighty Thor.
Yeah.
And then like you see him in Fear itself, and then by the end of that run with like some tie-ins, he kills himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Like Loki in the comics is a very tragic character after he rebirths himself.
Yeah. Because it's like he didn't do any of those things.
Yeah, he did and he didn't.
He did and he like if you don't remember doing things and you wouldn't do those things, did you do those things kind of thing?
Yeah,
you know
and then you're still being blamed for those things.
Yeah, he's like Kid Loki is not that person.
Yeah, there's a difference between the Kid Loki that they showed in episode 5 and the one we're talking about. Because the Kid Loki in the show, he said it flat out right there. What's your sin? I killed Thor.
Like, and it's like, I guess we'll follow him.
Okay, cool. I would love like a 10 minutes of that. Like, what the fuck happened?
We might get it because season 2 coming. But here's what I wanted to show you. So when I was in Chicago, I was still trying to hunt down Nightwing number 81.
Did you get it?
No, I got it's sold out everywhere. The second print is coming in on Wednesday though, so I already got a special order on it.
Okay,
so I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna finally be able to continue Nightwing, which is fucking amazing.
Right now. Nightwing 84 comes out this week too.
Fuck, I need a. Oh, Nightwing like 84, like the year.
No, like the newest issue.
Fuck, I'm 3 behind. Yeah.
My headcanon is that killing Thor was an accident and he feels real bad about it. I mean, that could be true.
Could be.
He didn't sound like he felt bad about it.
But he is a child, and all children sound evil.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But anyway, so I went there. I was like, okay, there's a comic shop here. Might as well try, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go to this place, and it is big as shit. It is like one of like the most classic comic shops I've ever been to, like in my life, where they have a ton of old like vintage issues too in the back in boxes. So I went and I looked through and I was like, "Do you got anything good?" And they had these old Crisis for like less than $10 each.
Wow.
Yeah, here. Look at the camera. Yeah. So those comics are like 35 years old. 36 now. And I just grabbed 3 issues. Because I was like, I wanted to get the one where Wally West runs. Sorry, Barry Allen dies.
And that's this one.
Yeah, that's the last one. But I was like, that's so fucking cool. And they're good. They're in good shape. Like, if you look at the pages, like from above, you know, they're not too yellowed.
Yeah, these are great.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I love the colors of this one. Yeah. You can't really see it in the camera, but like the colors actually still really pop off.
Yeah, it was crazy. You would have loved this place. You would have gone crazy in there. The only reason I didn't go for like the full set, because I think they had all 12. The only reason I didn't do it is because I knew I would have to pack it, and I didn't. I was like, if I damaged any of these,
you'd cry.
I'd be upset. I'd be very upset. But yeah, I was like, okay, vintage comics, maybe something I collect, like or go hunting for, because it was just so cool. Like I was nerding out to an insane degree.
You know, I'm packing up my stuff this week because I'm moving.
Yeah.
And I went into my bookshelf, like just packing up my comics or whatever. It's like I didn't realize I had that many comics.
Yeah.
I thought all my shit was digital. I have a shit ton of hard copies and single issues. And then I found a vintage comic that I had, like in the plastic, of Batman when he gets his back broken by Bane.
Yo, straight up, you have like a Nightfall.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking lit.
Yeah, I have a
Nightfall. That might actually be worth something.
I have a reprint of Action Comics #1.
Like the one that they did in the past like couple of years.
Yeah, in the last 10 years. Yeah. Like
that was really cool.
I still cherish that.
Well, yeah.
Shout out to Boris who gave it to me. That sounds like a Boris love you, Boris. Because he had a few vintage comics and he gave them to me. I'm like, thank you very much. A physical copy.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like I've very recently, like I think during the pandemic, I was like,
I need a physical copy.
It's just nice to go into like your local comic shop and go, hey, this is what they have, and like
like the only time I've gone digital is when I'm traveling and I need something to like hold me over, or if I'm looking for something for a hard copy but I can't find it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been mostly digital just because once you get an iPad, like it's the perfect size. Like it's unquestionably like I think a better reading experience, just in general.
Yeah,
like if you're trying to like go through an entire series, digital screen. Like I love my copy of Invincible, like my entire series over there. It's not exactly the most friendly.
Yeah, because you have to like
it's very heavy.
Yeah, and also like I am said fucking you can zoom in and see like the details instead of having to bring the page to your face.
Hell, if I'm on my phone, that guided view that they have on Comixology, beautiful. Like I love it. But what else? What else? Actually, this is what I just went yesterday, and I decided to pick up all of Batman the Detective up to this point, and because I was like, "Fuck it, it's another Tom Taylor thing." Motherfucker writing Batman.
Yeah, they're on issue. What's the recent issue? 4 of 6.
Yeah, 4 of 6. So it's like Batman goes to London.
Yeah, it fights and like they're killing. People are killing people Batman have saved.
Yeah, it's which is an interesting thing. I like any Batman story where he's more detective than God, I'm just a fucking pugilist.
And they bring back a lot of Batman Incorporated stuff.
That's what I heard. So I'm very excited to like. I read part of the first issue at one point, but then I was like, I just started. I was reading so much shit.
Yeah,
like it all blends together. I got Wonder Girl too. I haven't read any of
that cover.
Yeah, I like getting. That's another thing about buying physical.
You get like the covers.
Yeah, you get your like variant covers, and they're always like really beautiful. Like, because it's just pure art. They don't have to like shove the name anywhere. That one's great. I got Infinite Frontier too, which I'm excited to read because I know that there's some Black Lantern shit in here. I'm surprised I didn't read it over my trip, but
it was a good issue.
Yeah, I'm kind of just. I think I was just waiting to get it physical, and then Batman Urban Legends, which has been such a treat so far. Have you picked this up at all?
I started reading it. I think I'm on issue number 3.
It's so good. Like, it's just nice to have a story with Batman and Jason Todd that's not completely adversarial.
Yeah,
like because it's it's been a long fucking time.
And then Gotham Future State number 3 came out last week.
Yep.
And like it's leaning more towards like a working relationship between Bruce and Jason.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah, I like it. Like I like it when because Jason always humanizes Batman to me.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't just do his shit,
Yeah, because he's
so Bruce has to act like a person every once in a while.
Yeah, he's like, Jason, all right, I get it. I'm a shit father.
Yeah.
But can you please just do this?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm an
then,
asshole.
And then even then, Jason's like, I'll think about it.
It's good. I mean, honestly, like we talk about like Dick Grayson being Batman's like first son, right? Which he is, right?
Yeah.
But they act more like brothers, right? We talk about Tim Drake being like the most like him, and he is, but he's kind of obedient to a point, right?
Yeah.
Jason Todd and Batman have a much more father-son relationship.
Yep.
Than either of the two that you normally think of.
Yeah,
which is like good relationship with
Dick, Tim, and then even Damian, his actual son.
Yeah, like when I'm thinking about it, it's like those two have way more father-son.
Like there was in the new Death in the Family in the New 52, when Joker rips his face off and like he kidnaps the Bat family.
Psychotic.
Jason puts on his mask, like the red hood, and then like it sprays him with Joker gas. And then that whole issue is just Bruce doting over Jason in the bed in like his bedroom.
Yeah.
And then like hugging him at the end of the comic, and it's like that's sweet.
Yeah. There's a lot there. I think if you've been reading anything involving Jason Todd, Red Hood, lately you've been so treated too.
Yeah.
If you like that character, this is the time.
Like and then even in Deceased.
In Deceased, he's great.
Yeah. Like he had that the Unkillables.
Yeah.
With Deathstroke.
He figures shit out, he falls in love.
Yeah, with Ravager.
Yeah. It's kind of fucking awesome.
He does die.
Well, but he dies like 6 years later.
Yeah, but like still dies. And then he
gets to survive.
He
buries Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, doesn't
he? He goes, father, brother.
He goes father, brother, bastard,
bastard, Batman.
Batman.
Fucking, it's so good.
He buries Tim.
He buries the entire like Bat family.
No, it's Tim and Nightwing are the ones who died.
Yeah.
In the cave with Bruce, because Batman kills Nightwing and Tim.
Yeah.
And then Alfred takes a shotgun to Bruce.
Yeah.
And then I think Barbara and Huntress
and Catwoman
they get killed by Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Because they're getting ready to kill Harley,
and then the Joker
Ivy,
just shows up, which is zombie. Okay. If you haven't read Deceased, just go read it.
It's a great
It's
take.
so good. Again, it's another Tom Taylor fucking.
Yeah.
The guy. We
can't do no wrong.
We fanboy over him every week, or at the very least, I do.
Yeah.
Like, but it's because he hasn't written a comic where I'm like that's not that character.
Mm-hmm.
He's written a lot of Elseworld stuff, and Elseworlds are notorious for kind of losing the character.
Yeah, or flipping the script 180.
And that's fine. It doesn't have to be.
It's an Elseworld.
It's an Elseworlds. But Tom Taylor's always had this ability to just hone in on what is the core of this character,
and then have that maintained through the art,
even if it's the craziest situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He does it good. It's why I'm so excited for this new Superman, Son of Kal-El thing.
Yeah,
it's also I didn't even know this. He's Australian.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that until 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow!
I think I texted you. I was like, today I learned Tom Taylor's Australian. Because he's writing stories about a bunch of American superheroes, which he's read growing up. It's not surprising, but there's a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
Usually, when a writer is has lived their entire life somewhere else, you can kind of see it in the writing a little bit. He just knows how to read these fucking characters.
Yeah, because he knows the characters.
He's been reading.
He does his research on the characters.
Yeah.
He's obviously a fan of the characters he writes about.
Yeah.
And it's just great.
Yeah.
I do want to say, spoiler warning for anybody who joined us.
Yeah.
We haven't spoiled a lot.
We barely talked about it.
But obviously the episode is Black Widow and Loki. If you haven't watched Black Widow, be warned.
Go watch it.
It is a great movie.
There's a lot of ways to watch it right now. If you haven't been to a theater in a year and you're vaccinated, go see it in theaters.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to watch it in the theater, Disney Plus.
I watched it on Disney Plus in a hotel room.
I watched it on Disney Plus at work.
Fucking great. It was great. I mean, I love the movie.
Right. So
let's just jump into
the perfect segue. Yeah. Again, spoiler warning.
Yeah.
My only issue with the movie is the timing.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think if this had come out pre Endgame, right?
The timeline of the movie is at the end of Civil War.
Yeah. I mean, again, if this had come out in the gap that we had, there was a bit of time where this movie could have come out between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
And it would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. Even though it would be a Infinity War prequel.
Yeah.
It still would have flowed really well.
Yeah, because she doesn't die until Endgame.
Yeah.
Which
and we had prequels.
Yeah.
Between we had Black Panther and we had a couple different movies, but Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep. That came out after Infinity War.
Yeah.
And it came out after Infinity War, and then explained
took place during kind of.
Yeah, and then it explained how he's a big part of Endgame.
Yeah, and it would have been perfectly fine with them. I mean, they have that thing at the end. They have the after credit scene, which I love what they're doing. This Nick Fury style of
the Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
which there is an unreleased version of that ending, where instead of Yelena, whatever the last name is, when she whistles, there's a whistle back, which would be Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow whistling back to her.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not going.
It'd be super weird if we had that. I'd be super confused.
It would be too, but that would mean
mostly because
something happens.
I know Scarlett Johansson's not going to come back for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, no.
At the very I don't think that any of these actors that have died or been aged out
are coming back.
I I don't think they're coming back anytime soon. I think that eventually they'll all make cameos.
I know a
Like,
lot of the
I don't care what they're saying now. I don't care what the directive is now. Eventually, they will all make cameos.
they might come
Yeah.
back. I know
They will become the Stan Lees of like in like 20 years.
I know with the animated series What If,
Yeah, a lot of them.
they have voiced their characters.
Yeah.
Like in What If,
Who isn't? There was like big news that some actors weren't like called in to
I
voice their
don't remember.
characters.
I do know that the What If episode about T'Challa is Chadwick Boseman's last
Yeah.
um reprisal as T'Challa, which is very sad.
But it's exciting.
But it is exciting to hear him in that role again.
Yeah.
My only issue with Black Widow is just the timing of the movie.
Yeah.
Because like it took me out of like a lot of like the big heavy beaten moments because I know the end.
Yeah, you know that she's gonna live. You know that she's gonna die later.
Yeah, like I know
you know where she's gonna go afterwards too. Like they had to set her up in a couple ways. Like my only thing was there was a part of me that was like, is fucking Steve Rogers gonna show up at the very end?
Like I was hoping.
There was a part of me that was like, is that would they do that?
Maybe
like an after credits part. But then I think what they did with the after credits was much better than anything I would have thought.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I wasn't either.
I didn't see it coming.
The whole we're ready to go back to your real enemy, Clint Barton. It's like, oh,
I love that because I don't give two shits about Hawkeye.
I mean, I don't either. Like he's not an enemy.
Yeah, he's not an enemy, but like I'm looking forward to seeing her try to kill him.
And then it's like, where is this woman getting all of her information?
Well, I mean, Hydra.
I mean, you can say Hydra, but they weren't on Vormir.
Yeah.
They don't know what happened there. All they know is that Black Widow died.
Yeah. But like, I mean, we don't know how long it's been. When that post-credit scene took place. Like, you know, all we know is it's post-Endgame. For context, Contessa Valentina,
that's her name.
Lady Hydra.
Yeah.
Shows up,
Madam Hydra,
to Yelena, Black Widow's sister, after the end credits, and is like basically, "Hey, you work for me all the time. I got a new thing for you.
You're gonna like this target.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy this one." And then she basically hands Clint Barton.
Yeah, which like it's gonna come around in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series.
Like, if there's like, man, I wish I cared about Hawkeye. Like, I know I'm sure it's gonna be good, but I'm also like, just
Hawkeye.
He's Hawkeye. Like, I mean, it bums me out a little bit how much Hawkeye he is.
I do think that they're gonna be setting up. I mean, what they have set up around the Disney Plus series and the upcoming movies is like this weird Thunderbolts team, / Young Avengers,
Dark Avengers.
Dark Avengers.
Well, aren't they kind of?
No, they're the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I mean they did get Sylvie. Sylvie is like a Young Avengers.
Sylvie
from Loki. The character who shares that name.
Yeah, is Young Enchantress, whatever the hell her name is.
Which I think they're probably going to lean into after Loki season 2. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
I was talking with a few friends of mine about Loki season 2, and like Tom Hiddleston has gone on record saying he's willing to play Loki forever, which is great, but I don't think that's realistic.
I don't think we need him to play Loki forever, continuously.
Like if they had decided to change Tom Hiddleston and my mind is blanking on the actress's name, but the actress who plays Sylvie as the new Loki in the series, I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about this like last week, I think.
Yeah,
where we were talking about movies. It's like all of these actors eventually are going to do other things,
Yeah.
and I'm perfectly happy with, as long as like the replacement is good and they do it in
Yeah.
a good way, and they do it in like a uh in world way.
Yeah, and like that's why I love the series. It's like a kind of testing the waters. Like,
Yeah,
how do you like this character? How do you like this character?
I think
How do you
the
like
yeah
these words being spread around here? Whatever.
people loved Loki. I
Um,
loved Loki, but let's stick with Black Widow for a second so we can
Red Guardian.
fucking great. He's so
I
good.
I love
That
David
casting
Harbour.
was so good.
David Harbour as Red Guardian. I fucking love. And the woman who plays their mom.
Who is she? She's like in something.
She was in the original Mummy.
Yeah, that's it. She's great.
Yeah, no.
Like all the cast, and Yelena was great too.
Mm-hmm.
I love that dynamic.
Yelena stole that movie though.
Yeah.
Which I'm not upset about.
No, I think it was a good call to make it kind of a
because she's the one carrying on from that standpoint.
That was like it's like if in a Spider-Man movie they're setting up a Miles Morales movie.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Morales would have to be like kind of a star of the movie.
Rachel Weisz, that's her name.
Yeah, she's great.
As a Iron Maiden, that was her name.
Yeah, I don't know. I was telling you this before we started shooting, but like I really liked this movie, and to the point where it is because it stands alone so well. You don't need any other MCU movie to enjoy this movie at all, and just on like a real level, it was a good movie. It wasn't a good MCU movie. Like it was just a good movie.
Yeah.
Like which in a lot of ways, my big problem with MCU movies sometimes is that they're
like you said,
they're only good in context. You can't take them out of like.
But Black Widow, you could take out of context and just watch it and have it be this super.
It's
spy.
the thing that I was worried that was going to make it fail.
Mm-hmm.
Was its greatest like success. Because I remember when we were talking about it last week, or not last week, last episode. I was like, I talked about how it's like the MCU is like a puzzle, right? And Black Widow is a piece that doesn't feel like it's gonna fit.
Yep, and like you worried that might hinder the movie.
Yeah, I was worried it was gonna hinder the movie, right? Because every MCU movie has this interconnecting like logic to it. There is no MCU movie that is so standalone as this. Mm-hmm. I think like. I'm trying to think of what it's like.
Besides, like maybe Iron Man 1.
But again, Iron Man was like at the start. Like,
besides, like the first of like the movies,
you know, like this was the least like, we needed it to like understand anything else. Just added so fucking. And that's not to say it's not connected because it is. Like, there's a lot of like. Stuff that if you watched the other MCU movies, you'll like really enjoy.
You get the callbacks, like the callbacks to Scarlett Johansson's poses in all the movies. Like, why the fuck do you do this? And it's like that fucking pose that you see Black Widow do in all the movies, and it's like they poke fun at a lot of the shit Scarlett Johansson has done in the movies.
Yeah,
which I really enjoyed.
But like overall, all you really need to know is that. She's on the run from the government.
Yeah.
Like,
and she's trying to hide
out. That would fit her character, like, without any context from the MCU, because it's like...
she's Black Widow. She's a super...
She's like a spy. She was Russian.
Yeah.
The opening of the movie surprised me.
Really? 1998.
I didn't think they were going to go like that.
1989?
It was 98.
98?
Because, like, I think their character was supposed to be, like, you know,
in the teens,
30. Yeah, the character was supposed to be in the teens back then, but like 30s now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure. I did the math at one point. But I love that opening. The opening was like they're running,
like from the U.S.
They're pretending to be a family. In America, in Ohio.
Yep.
And then they steal something that's important for the rest of the movie. But you don't know that at the time, from S.H.I.E.L.D., burn it down, and it's like, okay, we gotta go, and they
go,
they fucking run away on a plane, but it starts out so normal.
It was very much, have you seen The Americans?
Yeah. No,
that's what it reminded me of.
Because that's the only other context you really have for like Russians like sleeper
in the United States.
United States like long form, right? That was like I was like, oh, this is like really weird, and then it gets really dark really fast.
Yeah. Oh
like, because it's a lot. Because Black Widow's history is dark. Like, I mean, she's kind of
she got taken to the Red Room, and then her sister got through the Red Room. Yeah, it was oof.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on Taskmaster?
I didn't hate how they went with it.
Mm.
Like, I was like, because Taskmaster's kind of like a characterless character in a lot of like times you see him, right? You know, I mean, like he's quippy, like he's like got like an edge to him, but
I'd agree to disagree.
If you asked me, was I hoping that they would like do a more traditional Taskmaster? Yeah, but I wasn't upset with this.
Yeah, I'm not like 100. Like I'm not 80% fine with the way they did it because it's the MCU and they do whatever the hell they want to do.
They could easily replace it later.
And like
that's my thing.
And like I went back and watched it again, and she wasn't Taskmaster. She was part of the Taskmaster protocol. Yeah. Which like, hopefully opens the door for like the more traditional black Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I hope in future projects.
Black Widow murdering a child to get into
S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh yeah,
fucking wild. I was like, are we? I looked at my sister. I was like, are we rooting for her?
And then like if you go back to Avengers 1, fucking Hawkeye and her, oh, this is just like Budapest. It's like you never got that context, and then you find out she like bombed a building to get to one guy through his daughter.
Like it's dark, and she didn't even do it.
Budapest.
Budapest?
What the fuck?
Budapest.
What the fuck?
It's so fucking crazy. Like there was so much like backstory given in this movie that that I really, I mean, I should have been expecting, but it was a lot. I wasn't expecting child murder to be part of the background.
No,
because it's the MCU, right? Again, this movie was much darker than I expected.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah, it made it so much better because, like, I feel like if they hadn't gone, and they didn't go like crazy. It's not like it was rated R or anything.
Yeah,
right. But
like the hits in the movie were just like you could feel like that first fight with Taskmaster. Natasha got her ass handed to her.
Yeah,
that entire time.
That last fight with all the other Black Widows.
Oh yeah,
the fight choreography was so good.
And like
that fight like was really good. There were some. I think I saw a lot of this because I have like a pretty critical eye for it now. There was some CGI shit that like immediately took me out of it for a second, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's so aggressively CGI." Right, but. On the other hand, I didn't think much about it past that.
Yeah.
So it was good enough that I didn't care. There is one, the scene where Yelena like sticks the thing in the helicopter.
Yeah.
That
CGI.
Yeah, you can tell, like, right? Like it's you remember it.
Yeah, it takes your head out of it.
The background was very poorly done.
Yeah. And you see the different in like gradient.
Yeah,
and it kind of fucks you up a little bit.
But they needed to take another pass on that. But like most other things were like
minor.
They were like really minor or like things that you would only notice if you like work in like 3D rendering software.
Yeah. Again, yes, I loved Yelena played by Florence Pugh. She definitely stole the show. The movie was hers. Because, like, obviously, I love sexy comics. Love you too. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Because, like, they're gonna carry on with her.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, like, this is like her setup for the rest of the MCU, but also, just David Harbour's Red Guardian.
David Harbour's Red Guardian was. Something like I was like fully expecting him to be just an asshole, right? But then it's like he is an asshole. But
are there any BBC comics? Yes. Doctor Who.
Yeah.
has its own comic book run. Torchwood had its own comic book run. Um, I'd have to do more research
Yeah.
on British comics.
You pulled that right out way faster than I could have. I was like, had to think for a second.
Yeah, because like,
but they, yeah, he has a
Doctor Who has a big following over there.
Yeah,
I know they
He's
have
big following over here too.
Yeah, I know they have a few other comic book runs. I know they have one for Prime Evil. Like they're British.
There is British comic publishing companies.
Yeah,
but usually they're like subsidiaries. Oh, yeah, yeah,
got it.
Yeah, just search in your hentai in your thing.
Red Guardian, fucking.
Killed it.
What do you have to complain about? You became an Avenger and you became the deadliest assassin. Win-win.
It's his his worldview is so skewed.
Oh yeah,
that like he definitely thought he was doing.
Yeah, he was complimenting
on every turn. So it's kind of like they did a really good job of taking a character that you should hate and making him likable.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the point where it's like I understand, I get it. Like
you're trying to say the right thing, but you're just fucking up royally.
You're the awkward dad.
Mm-hmm. And then
you're doing hello fellow kids.
Like when he says, is it your time of the month?
Yeah.
And then she's like, we don't get periods anymore. They ripped our uterus out. He's like, okay. But I was just gonna get started. I was gonna talk about fallopian tubes.
It's so good. Like the entire dynamic of that, like of the whole hey, we're a artificial family, is so well played out, because like when they show up at what's her name?
Iron Maiden.
Yeah, whatever. Iron Maiden's thing, the mom's pig farm.
Come here, Alexi. Come here, Alexi.
It's like, okay, come on in. She's like, welcome back. Let's sit down, have some vodka.
And she's like, I'd never washed your suit. It's just the way you left it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, these two have some love. That's nice.
It was definitely a great movie. And but the only thing that kept taking me out of it is whenever they said the fucking word family.
Family.
Because I watched Fast 9.
I haven't seen it yet, but it would have I think if I had been looking at the memes long enough that day, it would have ruined it.
Like I watched Fast 9 and then all I could hear is Vin Diesel's voice. Family. Always do things for my family. Family. And I wanted to strangle each character that said family.
That's rough. Okay, so here's the lesson. Don't watch Fast 9 before this.
Yeah.
The order is Black Widow, then Fast 9.
Please. It was a great movie. And then Red Guardian's whole thing about Captain America and fighting him in 84.
So, has he mentioned me? I thought we were not enemies, but contemporaries.
Who are you talking about? That never happened. He was in ice. No, it happened. Which, I'm not sure.
I love the theory crafting from him. They could have said, there was, because the way they explained this in the comics, once they did retcon it, so Captain America wasn't ice, right? They basically said, oh, there were, multiple Captain Americas.
Yeah.
Between this time and this. Between Steve Rogers and Steve Rogers.
It's still weird. I don't know if there even is an explanation for it.
I don't think. I think he's full of shit. I think that's it.
But, we also, Steve went back in time.
Yeah.
So, he could have?
He also wasn't Captain America when he went back in time. He lived his entire life, peacefully. That was, his whole plan.
Did he?
Yes, I guess we don't know, but then the timeline would have been fucked
Because
up.
his wife was...
We know from Loki
the head of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That the timeline isn't, completely destroyed.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't that have completely destroyed the timeline?
No. For some reason.
That is the explanation in Loki. But,
because it was supposed to happen.
What else? What was your favorite scene from Black Widow?
Favorite scene in Black Widow Hmm. The jail scene.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it was him breaking out of jail, and then him kind of like puffing out his chest and being the Red Guardian again,
Yeah,
and then him like
it's just
getting winded,
it's
like
full
a
of
super
comedy.
soldier getting winded
Yeah,
for like running around and shit. Like, what are you doing?
it's just really good.
Yeah.
It's a great scene. Like it's full of like action and comedy,
Mm-hmm.
like and just character development even within those moments.
Mm-hmm.
Because you
Like
see he's like a super soldier and like he is
uh
like I was saying, you get a good idea for who he is in that scene. But I think it's between that and the scene where she's fighting all the other Black
at
Widows,
the end,
trying
yeah.
not to fight them really.
They try not to
Kill them.
hurt them too bad.
Yeah, I think that was like awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The choreography for that was like
Fucking I do again. Florence Pugh who plays Yelena, fucking in the helicopter, and when she sees the avalanche, this would be a cool way to die.
and then she's on the table later, just like, oh,
This wouldn't be a cool way to
shitty way
die.
to die. Like, it's great. Like, I don't know. I think it's up there. It's in the top 5 of my MCU movies. It might be like it might be number 1 at this point.
But I'd have to
I think it
jot
played
down a
really
list.
well.
It definitely played very well. I just don't know where
Yeah,
in my ranking it is.
yeah.
Um,
Like,
but you brought up Loki.
yes. Let's go move on to Loki. One sec. I'm gonna let Ion know because I know she's gonna want to hear about this.
You know, you could
But Loki,
Loki episode
let's start from the
6.
beginning though.
The
Like
beginning.
as a series as a whole,
But
how did Loki do compared to the other two?
Yelena was amazing.
Yeah, she was great. Like,
What was that?
if we're like talking between the other two MCU TV shows, how'd Loki do?
Against Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Well, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I've been calling it Captain America
Captain America and the
Soldier,
Winter Soldier. Yeah,
the
whatever.
entire time since it came out.
And then WandaVision.
Yeah.
For me, only because I did not like the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. Loki's number 1.
I think Loki's number 1 too.
Loki's number 1. Captain America and the Winter Soldier is number 2, and WandaVision is number 3.
It's easily the most cinematic of the 3.
Oh yeah,
like it plays like it's Loki's movie,
mm-hmm.
like instead of a TV show, but just a really long movie.
Yep.
Like it's real good.
I am happy that they took Loki on this journey.
Yeah.
Were
you concerned when you found out that it was going to be that version of Loki, that we were going to be doing progression? Or a progression that wouldn't make sense for the character? Because like the Loki that died had so much character progression between Avengers and that point.
Yeah, Thor, Infinity War.
Like, so I was really actually pretty concerned that we were going to be taking such a huge step back.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they did want to like bring him up to that point again, right? They were gonna fuck it up by like trying to rush it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the first episode, they do it. I think
they do it very gracefully,
very great way. Like they get into like a point where it's like, okay, this is kind of recognizable to what we know now.
Yeah,
like without it being just like, all right, he's our Loki again.
Like them showing the Avengers Loki, his timeline, his corrected timeline.
Yeah, the original timeline.
Yeah, with like him fighting with Thor in Thor: The Dark World, and then again fighting with him in Thor: Ragnarok.
Him talking to his mother.
Him his mother, and then his mother dying.
Him finding out that it was
his fault.
Which is, yeah, Loki had like a little speed run character growth in episode 1, but then like it continues.
Yeah,
it's not like just it's like, okay, that's our Loki. He doesn't get to that point in the first episode.
No, which WandaVision did way more.
I like Loki's season 1 ending way more.
Yeah, WandaVision.
Ion hated it.
WandaVision's ending was great for the setup for Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But
it's not leading into more story.
Yeah,
it necessarily right soon. Yeah, it's over. Like they're not doing a second season of WandaVision.
Yeah, no, but like
they couldn't.
The ending of Loki, which like for more than one reason is my favorite ending of the 3 shows.
Yeah.
But getting back to that scene where like he sees his progression, like you see on his face like the happiness and then the heartbreak, and then kind of coming back to the happiness with him being accepted by Thor.
Yeah.
And knowing that
that's what he really wants.
Yeah, all he wants is to be loved and accepted.
Yeah.
And then seeing him getting that.
Yeah, like it's kind of why in the comics Loki, as we kind of know him now, or very recently, was like kind of changed the god of stories instead of mischief, because that's more in tune with the character that we know in the MCU. Like, he's more about like just doing things because it's under your thumb, right?
Yeah.
But like also there's like a whole like he's not exactly like a trickster god trying to like kill everyone. He hasn't been for a while.
Look, your siblings and children, people. We're getting it anyway.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is big mad.
I saw a tweet that said Doctor Strange has to fix the fucking multiverse because he was texting and driving.
Fuck it.
Imagine. But yeah, no. Loki, episode 1 brings the character kind of close to like where we left him.
Yeah.
But like without some of the personal experience.
It's I would equate it to Vision, where like he now has like he sees the memories, but he doesn't have the context of those memories. They're not his.
Yeah.
They're another versions of his. Fun fact, fuck it, the last scene that they show is like, Thor over Loki's body.
Yeah.
It played because that's the last thing Loki felt before he like officially died. Which like just to add on to the more of the heartbreaking, like he didn't die when Thanos snapped his neck.
Yeah.
He died after.
So fucking hard.
And like when they blew up the ship is probably when he died. If he died.
Yeah, that's what you know what I thought about that? I was like, could Old Man Loki like almost be kind of canon?
So we'll get to that when we get to.
But you thought the same thing I thought. Yeah. Fuck, that's funny.
It is worse.
Yeah, but
and then episode 2, they have him like, "Hey, we're gonna use you to hunt another you."
Yeah.
And then him being,
it's like you're the villain.
Like what?
Which was
great. Going on here?
And by the time they said you're the villain, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
we know who it probably is.
Yeah, people were saying Mephisto, whatever.
It's not fucking Mephisto. No. Like we already know that we got a Lady Loki casted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what are the odds that it's not?
And
then the show takes a really quick turn from what you expected it to be, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I don't know about you, but I expected to be Loki going through time, like doing things for the TVA. I was not expecting such a quick hey, you're outside of the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the other side of it so quickly.
Yeah, like he gets around the TVA.
Yeah.
Like by episode 3.
Yeah, in episode 3, he's not like on that planet that's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and like they spent like 2 episodes there, right?
Yeah.
But when they introduced Sylvie,
because she nuked the timeline.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
Sharon Carter's Mephisto. Listen,
get the fuck out.
I am disappointed where they took that character. Unless she's playing double, triple agent,
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, that's what makes sense for her character, like a triple agent kind of thing.
I think it makes sense for her character that she's pissed.
Oh yeah,
and she's just like gone full like rogue. I'm looking out for me.
Oh. Yeah.
But
the introduction of Sylvie, I was really excited, and then it got just everybody kind of like, what the fuck's going
Will
on?
they? Won't they? How do you feel about that part of it? Because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Everyone's getting real anal about like this whole like it's like kissing your sister, and it's like no, it's like masturbating. Like,
I mean, I took the fucking.
they're different people. You know,
they're different people, but they're the same person.
But that's the thing. Like, they made it very clear. It's like Sylvie is not like Loki, right?
Yeah, no,
like she's the only one that seems to be different.
Because she was taken like, I saw this theory where it was like, she was taken when she decided to be a good person.
Yeah,
it's like she was like playing with the Valkyries. She was like, "I'm coming to save you." She was taken for being the good Loki.
Yeah, like
which ultimately turned her into the worst version of herself.
Yeah. To me, in my mind, it's like they're so completely different people. Like, they have similarities, but they're so different. I don't like. It's not weird to me.
I mean, like, plus, like, because they are.
It's the MCU. They could have done much worse
with their definitely
content
could have
that they already have.
But like, because they are both Loki.
Yeah.
I saw it more of like, not masturbation. It was just like
Oh, that's in frame.
not masturbation, but more of self-acceptance.
Yeah, that too.
Which, like, Loki is a very promiscuous character, both in like actual Norse mythology
and in the MCU
and in the comics.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't love himself.
Yeah, I love them going like, Loki's bi, and it's like, yeah, of course he's fucking.
I mean, I would. Like, Loki is
fucking pansexual.
Pansexual, yeah.
Like, what do you?
Yeah, Loki doesn't give.
Is this shocking?
I'm pretty sure we brought it up in another episode, but in actual Norse lore, he gets fucked by a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, he turned himself into a horse, gets fucked by a horse, and gives birth to an 8-legged horse.
Yeah. I think it's a
fucking.
And a wolf.
Fenrir is his son.
Yeah.
Jormungandr, the world serpent, is also his son. And then
Loki gets around.
The goddess of death, Hela, which they didn't play that in the MCU.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of upset about, but it fits.
In the comics, is it like how it is in
Norse mythology? Yeah, that's his daughter.
Oh wow. I think it plays better. It's not his daughter, because like if he knows about it, then it's like I think the thing is Loki, for all intents and purposes, is not all knowing.
No. Like in the MCU, it fits.
Yeah,
it fits.
Yeah, exactly.
That Hela is Odin's daughter.
Like in the comics, Loki is much more like at least original Loki. We have original Loki.
Mm-hmm.
The MCU Loki is much more like the Loki that you have in the comics, like nowadays.
Yeah, where he's like, I mean,
but you know what I mean. Like it's like much more vote Loki era Loki. Comparatively,
I don't think so.
Comparatively,
I think this is its own thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit in either category.
I don't think it's exact, but I think it's closer.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because for me, Vote Loki is still like, he's not all knowing when he's next to Thor. Like, he doesn't know what Thor's gonna do in the next 10 minutes or whatever. But when he's like on Earth, he definitely is. Like, he's more knowing than what he's portrayed in like the media.
Yeah.
Because like he actively fucks with everybody, and no one knows what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
From like Doctor Doom doesn't know what he's gonna do next.
The fucking that's a comic that we should just cover.
Vote Loki.
Yeah.
We could do it in the next episode.
We could. It's fresh in my mind.
But and then the Loki series kind of goes on like this whole self-discovery, self-love kind of thing.
Yeah. With like an undertone of what's going on with the TVA.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we all like, and again, spoilers. If you haven't watched it, why are you doing here? The whole they are all variants. It's like that's not shocking. That was 0% shocking to me.
It was like 20% shocking for me.
I was like, who else would these people be?
I thought they were just like created individuals.
This dude likes fucking jet skis.
Yeah, Owen Wilson.
You think they created a guy who likes jet skis?
You don't know what people's interests are. Fucking Carl didn't know what a fish was. Dude, that line, I'm gonna gut you like a fish, Carl. What's a fish? Yeah. Like, he wasn't concerned about getting gutted.
Well, he had all those Infinity stuff.
Yeah, and like, that right there also was great.
I thought that was, like, fantastic reveal. Like, because it showed Loki how small he is.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of it all.
Because he's like, I got the Infinity Stones. Like, they don't work here. Your magic doesn't work here.
Yeah, that's cute. We gotta cut you off.
Yeah. Yeah, people are using them for fucking paperweights.
It's so funny.
And then
Mobius never got his jet ski moment. I'm assuming that's moment and not momeny.
No money.
It's fine, Kev. We know you can't spell.
Problems. Then jumping to episode 5.
Yeah.
Where they're at
the end of time.
The end of time, near the vanishing point.
Yeah.
And like they meet
all the Lokis that are back there.
Backpedaling a little bit.
Yeah.
When they take the heads off of the timekeeper and they find out it's a fucking robot.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I remember we talked about this last episode, about this episode a little bit, like the episode 4.
Yeah.
And the ending, because it was like, could it have been the moment that right there where they just switched over to Sylvie in a different script?
Yep.
Absolutely. But they didn't go that way. They fucking had that scene where Loki's just
gets up in front of other Lokis.
It's so much. It's so good. The episode 5 was so good.
Oh yeah.
I'm so happy with how they went with it.
And then we got Kid Loki, Alligator Loki, Boastful Loki,
Loki,
and Classic Loki.
Yeah.
I wanted a bit more backstory on Boastful Loki.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to know if that was like a version of Thor's hammer he was holding.
I think that probably. I mean, it was a hammer. So
yeah.
You just gotta assume that every hammer is Mjolnir. Like in comics.
It could also, because his name was literally Boastful Loki, he could have just took a hammer off of a wall and been like, haha,
that's
like
true.
Thor. Which, whenever he was talking about himself, everything he was saying sounded like a fucking lie.
Yeah. Fucking crocodile.
Loki. Fucking him. That crocodile Loki biting the hand off of President
was
Loki.
Great.
Fucking hilarious. And I was surprised they did that. Because they bit the hand off and then you just see the blood spurting from the hand.
The reaction, Tom Hiddleston's acting in that movie is so good. It's so priceless.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed that human moment from that character.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, my hand. I'm glad they didn't play it off as like, oh well. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, old Loki's backstory is tragic.
Immediately I was like, fucking original Loki's alive, isn't he?
Yeah, because they only pruned him when he went off that planet.
Yeah.
Because if you've probably watched the show. Classic Loki.
Again, if you haven't, get the fuck out of here.
He did the exact same things as the correct timeline Loki did. Throg was an Easter egg.
You texted me fucking Throg.
Yeah. And then you texted back Thanos Copter.
Yeah. Thanos Copter. Oh my god, I forgot all about that. There are so many great Easter eggs in this episode. Like, just from shit in the background.
Oh yeah. There was
the Thanos Copter, though, I was like, just amazed.
Like, there was a helicarrier in the background. Ronan the Accuser's ship was in the background.
Yeah.
There was a giant Yellow Jacket helmet on the ground. That ship that showed up.
I figure out what it was.
Was from
because it was from a Greek expedition.
It's a real ship. U.S. military ship.
Yeah, it's a real ship.
But it was from
it's a historical ship.
It was from a project trying. I forget what the fuck they were trying to do, but like
Yeah,
there was actual context for that ship.
I couldn't figure out like what it was, why it was there, because like the ship, like
I think in history it's like a ghost ship that like vanished.
I thought it made it back. I didn't see any of that. I looked it up like right after I saw it.
What ship are you talking about?
How about the ship that lands like in the thing and all like they're all trying to fight off Aliyah?
Yeah, the U.S. military ship.
Yeah.
Right? Where'd you get Greek from?
Well, when I looked up its history, it took like its main thing was that it took a thing to Greece, for some reason. That's all. That's all I knew.
I got something else from it.
Man, I got nothing.
If you know in the comments, just
Yeah,
fill us in.
Someone go fucking figure it out and tell us.
And then like
so mean to people.
Classic Loki's, he did the exact same things as like the Loki from Ragnarok and then Infinity War. The only difference was he didn't go up against Thanos.
Yeah,
he created an illusion so real that the Mad Titan was convinced by it, and then he hit on some space debris.
Yeah,
went to a planet, was like, okay, cool, I'm taking myself
forever.
Yeah, I'm taking myself out of the fucking cosmic equation and just gonna live a lonely life on this planet.
Really good.
And then the only reason he got pruned was because he missed his brother. He missed Thor so much that he decided to leave, and then that's when they got him. Which, from that conversation right there, is like, oh, that's how they're bringing Loki back in the main MCU.
Yeah, immediately I was like, Loki, I guess Loki's alive. But also, with how the TVA thing works, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, for me,
like
how I think it might end up, it's like, we're going to theories right now.
They showed him whatever they wanted to show him.
No, I think they showed him, what did happen.
Like Loki died?
Yeah, like Loki died. But like he's gonna take the idea of the old man Loki.
Oh, I understand what you're like. So our Loki is still not alive. Like he still died, but this Loki is going to go and do that.
Like he's gonna go back to when he leaves in Avengers 1. Probably cut his hair, whatever, because like his hair has gone longer than it was in Avengers 1.
Wasn't his hair long in Avengers 1?
It was like here
when he went through the TVA thing.
Yeah, he did.
So it's too short now.
Yeah, so whatever. He's gonna fix his appearance.
He's gonna fix his hair.
He's gonna fix his appearance back.
The most important part of this conversation is that Loki fixes his hair.
He's gonna fix his appearance back to Avengers 1.
For sure.
Puts himself back into the equation.
I don't think he has to even do any of that anymore.
I think he still,
because the timeline's already.
He himself, I think, has to do that for his plan to work.
Well, what's his plan? Like what?
I mean, like I said, if he has a plan, I mean, I am. I
100% fucked.
I 100% am.
There is no reason for him to go back to Avengers 1.
I mean, if they want to have Loki in the main MCU,
he can just go to the main MCU. They
could have that loop.
He doesn't need the loop.
I mean,
like he could just go to the main MCU where he died, and just be a Loki variant. He'll just be Loki. He'll still be him, right? We don't need to complicate it too much.
I mean, I'm just thinking like
it completely depends on how Loki's season 2 works out.
Yeah.
Right? Because if they go and they try to reform the sacred timeline, then yeah, he needs to do that. I think that makes perfect sense. But if they don't, which I don't think they are, because they want to do a bunch of multiverse shit.
I mean, I'm only thinking because he only got like a play-by-play and not the actual context of the memories, that he would want to go back and live them and actually get the context for what he's seen.
But now he's different. It won't happen the same.
We don't know that.
I mean, we know he's different though.
We know he's different, but we don't know if he's gonna let things change if he goes back, or if he's gonna let it play out so that history stays the same.
I mean, I guess he could easily just play that the same way, and it wouldn't be that crazy. Yeah, but I at this point I don't think that Loki would let the Loki that we have now would let people that died die.
You're right.
You know, like I
Like
think
he would have sacrificed his mother.
Yeah, he might try to save Odin. He cried when he died.
I mean, but there was no saving Odin.
Yeah, but he might try to do something.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I think that makes more sense because it's like, again, that is completely dependent on whether or not they like do something with the sacred timeline again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we're mostly caught up. I think the cool shit that they had in like episode 5 was awesome. Episode 5 was just great.
Yeah,
it was just a really great thing, especially if you're a comics fan. There was a lot of Easter eggs in every scene. There was a lot of exposition for the characters in general. Like, we got to see all these different kinds of Lokis. Very fun. But yeah. Oh, classic Loki fucking making that giant
Asgard,
illusion. Beautiful.
Where
Where he goes in glorious purpose,
Yeah.
and then he dies.
Perfect. That is the only time Sylvie has ever seen Asgard.
Yeah.
Which, another little heartbreaking moment.
Wait, is it? No,
yeah, she forgot it all.
Oh, that's
because
right.
she was taken so young.
Yeah, she forgot.
That is the first time she saw Asgard
she remembers
in its entirety.
It's crazy. It's fucking great. That scene is like,
and Kid Loki and Alligator Loki just gotta fuck off.
Yeah. They'll be back. You'll see him in season 2, guaranteed.
I hope.
Guaranteed.
I want to see other variants of Loki.
Yeah. I want to see Hulk Loki. I want Hulk Loki to swing our Loki in the way that he did in Avengers. That's what I want.
I do want to see. They have footage of Throg.
Yeah.
Doing shit, and I want to see that footage.
Do you think they'll do it as like a funny like little thing, like hopefully at the beginning or end of one of the episodes?
Oh, either that or like they like added in as like bonus.
I could easily see it at the beginning of the episode, like it begins with Throg doing something, and then Throg gets stepped on by some greater threat. It would be kind of a waste of the character.
Like I would also like to see,
but
like just different variants of other characters.
Yeah,
like variant Captain America's, variant Iron Man.
The MCU is going with non-linear storytelling a bit now, which I'm excited for. Like before, you could draw a straight line through all the movies.
Yeah, and now it's
like, well, what's happening? When is Loki even? And it's like, well, it takes place outside of time, so like it doesn't matter.
Canonically, it has before WandaVision.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, but like Loki got removed.
Yeah. So it doesn't take place at any time. Yeah,
like so Loki could end at any given time for the canon of the MCU, right? Which makes sense why they went, hey, let's do a second season.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really expecting it. I was like, but like, yeah, What If is another reason why it's like they're doing all kinds of things. Like they're tapping into the multiverse. They're telling us stories that like they couldn't have told before.
Yep.
I don't think they could have done a What If movie or like a What If series before this Disney Plus stuff. I don't think it would have.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out the way they might have planned it for a movie. Yeah. Getting back to Loki episode 6.
Loki episode 6. Okay. Were you expecting that version of the character?
Of the one who remains?
Yeah.
No.
I wasn't expecting him to be like that. I was expecting Kang the usual Kang.
I don't know what I was expecting.
I was expecting blue. I was expecting blue skin.
I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad they went a different way because this was like perfect. Like I was like, oh, I didn't really recognize him as Kang right away because it's like
I did.
Like
because of the outfit he was wearing.
The outfit. Like it took me a bit. I was like, Ion and me sit on Discord while we watch, and we do like a watch party thing, which is great. for a Disney Plus. That features fantastic. But I was like, oh fuck, that is not what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah,
and then it's like, oh wait, no, it is.
When they walk into the fucking palace,
Miss Minutes is such a fucking like
scary when that
character.
fucking hey there, it's like, oh my,
it's kind of terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, like that little fucking clock thing.
Miss Minutes.
I want to kill it.
Yeah,
I want it to die.
it like I never thought I would look at that and be like, oh, spooky.
Yeah, no, it is 100% spooky.
Yeah, it's very spooky.
And then Miss Minutes just kind of be like, "You sure you want to go in?
You could take the deal.
You can leave.
I'm sure he can figure out a place for you. You could win, Loki."
Like, and like both times that that deal got brought up, like horseshit.
Yeah,
100% horseshit. They would kill the both of you. They don't need you.
But I think, the second time when he brings it up, I think it's like, oh well, yeah.
He means it.
He means it. He's tired. He's scared.
Cause like
it ain't working.
Jonathan Majors played this variant of Kang because he is Kang in Ant-Man and the Quantumverse.
Yeah.
Was fucking amazing.
He was so good. They cast it so perfectly.
Like him being that
not back kind of
not crazy, but like loose. Loose and like so matter of fact. Like anything he says,
omnipotent.
Yeah, he knows everything.
That's what he was. He felt omnipotent,
and like he had the transcript for their conversations. Yeah. And like he even said it like, I know everything, and then they get to that point where like the castle gets to like the end of time. Where he's like
branching timelines started happening.
I knew everything 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds ago.
A fucking apple, and it's like,
yeah.
He gets so like.
And he's like, I didn't know I was gonna do that.
Yeah. It's funny.
Him talking.
His voice is great.
I was engrossed in him talking the entire time. But like I had to watch it like 3 times to get the context of what he was saying.
I think I need to rewatch this last episode to try to catch some more stuff.
Because like when he was talking, like everything he was saying was like, yeah, no, I mean everything that I'm saying. Like you could take it for face value or not. I don't care. But this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then when he was going through the history of like Kang the Conquerors, fighting over the multiverse was just
that was a cool little thing.
Yeah,
where they just showed it
like
that. It's like, oh, kind of like a pictograph.
And he's like, yeah, a version of me.
Yeah,
created Elias.
Because in the comics, there's a lot of versions of Kang.
Yeah, there's a lot of versions of him, but there's like 4 main ones. There's Iron Lad, who's like a young Kang. King Ramatut, like he goes back in time to rule Egypt. Immortus, which is Kang at the end of his timeline. He's like just an old man. And then Kang the Conqueror in his prime.
Yeah.
Who like
isn't Kang like Scott Summers like great grandson or some shit?
No, he is Reed Richards' grandfather.
Reed Richards. He's Reed Richards' grandfather?
Yeah, he is.
Circle the square for me.
Hold on. I think I had that right.
I thought it was an X-Men thing.
No, because his name is Nathaniel Richards.
Right. It is a Fantastic Four thing. Fucking wild. I forgot which one it was. I don't know why I thought Scott Summers.
Victor Von Doom was like an alleged ancestor.
Not a.
I mean, he's a time traveler.
Well, yes, but like he has to start somewhere, right?
Yes. I'm looking at his history right now.
I mean, you're probably right because it wouldn't make sense that he's his grandson. It would have to be his grandson.
Okay, so in here it says that He's an ancestor of Reed Richards.
Okay.
Yeah, Nathaniel Richards is.
So he is not his grandfather?
No, he is not.
Okay, yeah. He's like a distant descendant.
Yeah, he's from the 31st century.
Yeah, so it's a while.
Yeah, but he is related to Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Which
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
That's how we know it's coming like relatively
close to it
soon.
Because Immortus, no, King Ramatut was one of the first villains the Fantastic Four fought against.
Yep.
In like the old Fantastic Four comics, which if they wanted to play this with a variance of whatever, they could bring in the Fantastic Four right there.
Yeah, that's what I really didn't think about it until just now, but this is all how they're gonna bring in like the X-Men and Fantastic Four without doing so much like setup movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to do like a bunch of fucking like Wolverine and like Rogue and like if they do like solo movies for all these guys, like
it's gonna get out of hand.
It'll be too many. That's too much production, like for.
I am excited to see
studio
because I'm excited for with Loki and WandaVision. I'm more excited about Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
because I think that's gonna be.
They've been doing so much setup.
I think that's kind of gonna be what happened with Secret War 2, where like you have this whole big multiverse thing, and so Doctor Strange has to kind of like condense it a little bit and like fold the layers on top.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going with it too.
To like bring the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and everything all into the fold.
All of these movies are like tying into Multiverse of Madness. Like the Spider-Man movies a tie-in for that one, like too. Like so, it's all gonna like come to a head really quick.
Oh yeah,
like there are so many Marvel movies coming out in the next 12 months.
I'm so happy.
Like it's all back. It's mostly I think COVID like compressed a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like these movies probably would have come out in the past year-ish, like and then like this year.
Yeah.
But now it's like all happening at once and it's gonna make for I think a better viewing scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so hyped.
Kevin Feige doesn't get his way and we can watch them on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because like I'm willing to shell the $30.
Yeah.
Than for a $15 ticket because I get to watch it in the comfort of my home.
Yeah, it's like I like going to the movies. When the new Suicide Squad movie comes out, in what 3 weeks?
Yeah,
like I'm gonna go see it in the theaters because I have one right there.
Yeah,
like it's just convenient.
I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max.
Right? Yeah, it's gonna be on HBO Max day one.
Yeah,
yeah, maybe not.
because I have HBO Max, so I'm just gonna watch it on there.
HBO Max is a great deal.
Oh, yeah.
If you're like a comics fan, HBO Max is like
the DC,
the DC stuff on there. HBO Max is a really great deal. But
He Who Remains was such an amazing character.
They killed it. They killed that casting. They killed the writing for it. Like it's not what I was expecting. It was so much better.
Yeah, and then the fight between Sylvie and Loki.
Great choreography.
Where it was like, hey. He might be telling the truth.
Yeah.
What if we kill him and a worse version of him comes out and takes over the multiverse?
It's Loki where you can tell that he's not full of shit.
Yeah.
Right? And like he's not trying to do anything. He's just like scared.
He's genuinely concerned.
Yeah, he's like, fuck. Like, this makes sense. And it's kind of obvious to you as the viewer that he is telling the truth. Because it's like, why the fuck?
Like, what is he gonna do?
What's the gain?
And like
he could kill both of them.
And then Sylvie's like, "You want the throne? This is all you've ever wanted." Which is like, and he's like, "No."
And then he convinces her at the end.
Yeah.
But
and they kiss, and then she pushes him,
yeets him into the wrong timeline. It seems like.
I don't think so.
That's what I've been questioning. Because like, okay, so. If you don't know exactly what we're talking about, at the end of the episode, Loki has ended up at a TVA, but no one recognizes him, and Kang's statue is sitting like in the middle of it.
So what I think happened was exactly what He Who Remains said. Another Kang came out of one of the branching timelines Because, like, you know,
how many Kangs do you think we're gonna see in the next year? Do you think he's gonna be the villain for like a couple movies?
I think when it comes to,
is he the next Thanos, or are we like intermediary?
I think
is he the next Loki?
I think he's the intermediary. He's the next Loki.
Okay. In terms of like, if we're talking like MCU Phase 1.
Yeah, he's the Phase 4. He's the Phase 4 villain.
Yeah, he's starting off the next trilogy of things.
Yeah. And I do hope they are building up to, because they're gonna have Secret Invasion.
He's so fucking good.
Which, like, I don't know how they're gonna play off because they made the Skrulls good guys.
Yeah.
Which, like, they could easily flip that on its head.
I mean, they already have that giant sword facility in the sky too, so they could do stuff with that.
Yeah.
Like,
they could flip the Skrull thing.
They could make up a fucking thing. They could do a multiversal Secret Invasion where it's different versions of the characters taking over.
Like the ones that remained on, like, the continuity of this Earth.
Like ones from different continuities, like coming in and like
taking places of like the people. I mean,
I think that could work. It just because
they could do that.
It's kind of close to how they're setting things up. It's like their whole thing right now is multiverse stuff and timeline shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That is their whole bread and butter right now. They're setting it up in everything. Right?
I'm not 100% on that boat.
I wouldn't like it as much as I would like a regular just Secret Invasion movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be hard to like explain the Skrull thing.
I don't know. We'd have to see what they do.
We need to see the next movie.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
But you know, I believe like another Kang took over the TVA and rewrote the variants.
Yeah,
because like we already know that they have their memories wiped, whatever, and then like they could have gone through the series of events that they went through. You know, finding out the TVA isn't real; they're all variants.
I just also realized that has to be what's happening because there's only one TVA.
Yeah, there's only one TVA in all of the multiverse.
Unless, no, because yeah, no, it can't be.
Yeah, and like plus the He Who Remains even said, he was like, okay, cool, I'll see you when I come back.
Yeah,
reincarnation, baby.
I just wasn't expecting it to happen so fast.
I mean, it
could have happened.
It did and it didn't.
Yeah,
it's like they were out because the TVA itself is outside of time.
Yeah,
and they were also out of time.
The only reason I didn't think about that is because Loki gets there before she kills him.
Mm-hmm. Like right? We don't know when
But here's the thing: Loki isn't affected by whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
So unless
because he was already there,
if it's another like timeline thing, then he arrived in a different spot, like where this is already how it is.
Mm-hmm.
If it changed, and it would have had to change after she killed him, right? Or just because the timelines have started branching.
I mean, they were already branching. The longer they were in that room, they were already branching.
Yeah, but if it changed because she killed him, then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And then now we have like, I hope that when they change the statues from the head of the TVAs, the robots. I do hope that is Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
And then Mobius and Judge 99, or what the fuck her name is.
Yeah.
Not knowing who Loki is broke my heart.
We'll get back there.
Because he's like, what division are you from? You're from Archives, right? And he's like, what? What are you talking about? No, we have to stop.
You think the first episode of next season is going to start with Loki getting, like, worked on, like, getting beaten up?
I don't think he's going to get beaten up because they think he works for the TVA.
Yeah, but, like, he's showing that he doesn't. Maybe he'll pick up right away. One of the scenes that I loved was when Sif keeps hitting him.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great thing. Bringing back that character for just a little bit was really great.
They brought back a piece of, like, Loki lore, because Loki cuts off her hair.
Yeah.
The Loki series was just amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. Out of the three, it's Loki, and then I'm kind of, I really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier, but like the the film student in me like looks at WandaVision and is like, that's so fun.
I don't.
It's kind of a toss up.
It isn't for me. Captain America and the Winter Soldier is number 2.
Yeah. I lean more that way.
Like excuse me. Mainly because I have such a hard on
for America,
for Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
And the character of the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I think when I had just watched it, this was an easier call for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, I'm looking at them both, like, with time, and I'm like, I don't know.
I still can't get over the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. I do not like the first 2 episodes.
Sure.
Like I understand now after watching like
it's the
5th episode of the 6th episode. Not that it's the setup, that it's like her comfort zone, because like when they were kids they watched like the old American sitcoms.
Yeah.
Like that's how she's coping with everything. Like from that standpoint I get it. I just don't like that comedy. Or like that those eras of shows I can't get behind. I do not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far all the MCU shows been like, like they've all the Disney Plus MCU shows, like they've been killing it, and they killed it like right after the pandemic. Like they got right back up and running real quick.
I am sad that because their plans were for more episodes.
Yeah.
But because of the pandemic, they shortened everything.
I think it worked for Loki. You talking about, or just in general?
In general, for all 3 shows.
I think they all worked out.
It all worked out.
I think I could have used like maybe an extra episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That's the
suffered really from the time crunch.
Yeah, I was like, they could have used one more episode, like between the second to last one and the last one.
Yeah,
that's where they needed it.
Like one, like be like the conflict episode, and then a resolution episode.
They need a different episode for him to show up as Captain America. I think having the finale, it was so brief, like, and it's all at night, so you don't get to see the suit.
I mean,
as well.
Yes and no. Like I like that. I like that it was rushed in that point, because it's like, he's Captain America. Get over it. This is where we're running.
Yeah,
which like
they didn't have like that scene, like this. I stand by this. The scene at the beginning with him like as Falcon in the desert is so fucking cool.
Yeah, they didn't have that scene.
They didn't have that scene with the Captain America suit, which is what they needed. Yeah, and they needed that to like
to solidify him.
Yeah, most of it was like because it doesn't show him off. It's like he's the Captain America. He fucking flies.
Yeah,
I mean, like they show him like go through the helicopter, which was cool, but
like again, like this isn't against like Anthony Mackie or Falcon being Captain America.
Yeah,
I think I don't know what kind of reaction I'm gonna get from this, but like I think it's fucking useless to be the Falcon and then have the shield.
Yeah, kind of.
Because
I see it.
His wings also like
but the shield the MCU, is it's a bouncing. It's a long distance weapon.
Yeah, but like I'm so used to because in the comics, his wings do that too.
Yeah.
Like the feathers are metal and they're vibranium, and like he can shoot them from the wing in air and then they come flying right back.
Yeah.
And then like even in the MCU, he uses the wings as a shield. So it's like,
I get it. Like it's like overkill.
It's overkill. Like you can make him Captain America.
You wanted Bucky to be Captain America.
I did 100%. I did.
Yeah.
Because of the comics. He became Captain America before Sam.
Yeah. It would have been cool. It would have been cool for a little while.
For the reasons of the characters.
He needed it more.
Sure. And I think we explained that.
Yeah, we talked about that in like the episode 1.
Yeah. Like, Bucky needed to be Captain America. He needed that symbol more than Sam did. Because Sam already held those ideals and he didn't need any reinforcement. He was already a Captain America.
Yeah.
Because he had those ideas of like, I'm fighting for the people. Doesn't matter who they are. I'm fighting for them. But also listening to when shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Which was his big speech at the end of episode 6 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Where he's like, "You guys never took the time to listen to her argument. Like, why is this like 18-something-year-old girl fighting against you so hard? You guys have to be doing something wrong."
Yeah.
Yes, she wasn't doing it in the right way to fight against you guys, but she's morally not in the wrong.
Yeah.
Action wise, in the wrong.
Her reasons were right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like the whole idea of it is, and to some extent, one of the reasons why I'm glad it's not Bucky, and like I'm also like I like Bucky as Captain America, but I also think that in the show he can't be that out there. His character's just not that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, he's not.
He can't.
He's not going to put on the suit.
Yeah, he could never put on the suit. Like
yeah,
like he's a covert ops kind of guy.
He's White Wolf.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's hard for me to see that transition happen, especially over the course of what, a 6-episode series.
Yeah.
Really confusing.
Yeah, they
5th episode was the best though, where they're all like they're fixing the boat. It's fucking awesome.
Don't hit on my sister. It's like, I am.
He's gonna fuck his sister.
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else?
No.
Hour and a half? It's a short one. Yeah. All right. Is there anything you're looking forward to coming up soon? Or what's the next movie? I'm trying to remember. Let's finish with that.
Next movie is Shang Chi.
When's that coming?
September 13th.
So we got a little time. Yeah. 2 months. And we'll definitely do an episode
about that.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Shang-Chi's coming out September. Excited for it.
It's a character that basically no one knows about.
Yeah.
Which is
they just released Shang-Chi issue 1 last week. Like, I vaguely know about the character because he was in the new Avengers in 2011, 2013. Comics run.
But in
general, like, I know who he is as a name. Yeah.
Like, I recognized the name when, like, they originally announced it, but, like, I was like, I don't really...
Like, I know he's come across Iron Fist.
He's a martial artist.
Yeah.
Like, he's Iron Fist sound. I was like, he's probably knows Iron Fist. Like,
he knows all of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's... Because they all like those, like, martial arts characters, they all interact with each other.
Yeah.
Like,
and in the comics, I know he trained Spider-Man how to fight.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because there was a time where Spider-Man didn't have his spider sense. So do
you think we'll ever see that in the MCU?
Spider-Man losing his spider sense?
No. Him teaching Spider-Man how to like fight it anyway. No. It'd be nice if they winked at something with that.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get it though.
Yeah, especially since like I don't think Tom Holland's gonna stop being Spider-Man anytime soon, but his contract's up.
Yeah, I think No Way Home is gonna be his last one. I think No Way Home.
It might be his last solo Spider-Man.
Maybe, and then like I think he'll be in Multiverse of Madness.
Well, no, he's definitely in Multiverse. I think it's most likely that he continues to do like
the team ups, like the next Avengers or whatever.
But like in terms of like Spider-Man movies, like more directed Spider-Man movies, it's gonna be like a Sony thing.
What I would love to see though is because I don't think Sony has the rights to the character. It would be
they'd have to do another Marvel contract.
They would have to do another Marvel contract.
What
but
character?
In No Way Home, if they set up Miles,
doesn't Sony have the right to Miles?
Huh?
Sony Sony has like the right to Miles, don't they?
I don't think so.
If they don't, then I'm shocked that they haven't like just switched to Miles for the MCU already.
I think it's because Peter Parker is like
he's Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man.
He's the one that everyone recognizes.
Yeah.
But like also Miles Morales is like so insanely popular now.
Yeah, and like
especially after the game.
I think that's why, after No Way Home,
Sony has to
they might switch.
They have to.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
Find out, because if Sony doesn't own him, like, then I can see them just switching just to get out of that contractual shit. Because I think they're in a good place now. It seems like both studios are happy.
Oh yeah, Sony still holds the rights.
Yeah,
God damn it!
They would have switched if they could have gotten away with like just doing like 2 Spider-Man movies, and then they would have introduced like Miles Morales in between. What's it called? In between Infinity War and Endgame, and then they would have like that way they could have aged up a character.
Yeah, and like in the blip, have Miles Morales beat Spider-Man
exactly,
and then Peter comes back,
and then they do a team-up movie, and then Peter Parker
phase them out. Yeah, but because, still have him in the background.
Yeah, because like honestly, like contractual shit, like it makes it hard for them.
Yeah, because like down the line, I would love to see.
I want to see like I hate that Disney owns everything, but also they do such good shit with what they own. Like, so I would love to see them get like Spider-Man back.
Like if they get Spider-Man back and like they do like plan to like introduce Miles Morales, I would love to see that transition movie, like what we get in Into the Spider-Verse and then in the Spider-Man game, where it's like Peter training Miles.
Yeah,
and that's the movie.
I'm very hopeful that they introduce Miles Morales in the next one. Mm-hmm. Not as like Spider-Man, but as like a character.
Yeah, like he's like going to school, whatever. Like he's a freshman.
Yeah,
going into Peter's high school.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it's gonna be Peter Parker on the run from the fucking police.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. But yeah, MCU doing great stuff. Next week we'll probably switch back to like a more comic specific
oriented one.
Because we've done 2 like movie based ones.
We could broach we broach DC. We could broach Marvel in the next episode.
Yeah, we can talk about some Marvel stuff. Yeah. A little Marvel history.
The Marvel history, or like just like something in general.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll be here next Sunday.
Yep.
Something else.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. See you.
Bye.
Peace. Oh, before I forget, we have a Discord server now. If you're watching right now live, it is in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, it's going to be in the comments section. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be in the description.
In the description down below.
And the comment section. I'll stick it in both.
Just pin it at the top comment.
I will pin it as top comment. Anyway, we're in there. We're going to be talking about like just DC Comics, Marvel, all the different publishers, MCU stuff. Just,
the DCEU.
If you want to talk about comics with us, we'll be on there. I'll be on there.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.